Hey everyone. October recently ended, so of course, time to talk a little bit about the stuff I got over the month. First up, for the Blu-rays, there's Spider-Man Far From Home, the sequel to Homecoming, of course, as well as kind of an epilogue chapter to the Infinity Saga, taking place months after Avengers Endgame. Seeing Peter Parker try to take a little break from superhero stuff during a school trip around Europe. But of course, new threats and villains arise for him to take on. Really enjoyed this. I think it's great follow-up in those ways and more. And in nice timing, Sony and Marvel worked out their production differences to get a third movie into pre-production. So the character's still with the MCU for at least a short while longer. Over to comics. There is Avatar: The Last Airbender Imbalance Part 3. Written by Faith Erin Hicks, art by Peter Wortman. It's a little finale installment to the Bender versus non-Bender situation in, what's it called? Cranefish Town. Yep. Admittedly, haven't looked up if there's gonna be yet another, three-part story following this, but I'm kind of expecting there to be. There is more to explore. In single issues, there's Transformers Ghostbusters issue 5, the finale to the crossover miniseries. As usual, written by Eric Burnham, art by Dan Schoening. Seeing Optimus Prime, Ectotron, and the Ghostbusters now hoping to put an end to this crazy paranormal alien conflict when facing the Decepticon ghosts. So, nice little fun wrap up for a unique little story. Unfortunately, didn't see this in theaters, but still happy to get it on day one. Toy Story 4. The possibly final movie to the franchise. Again, maybe a bit of an epilogue to the original trilogy with Andy, as this explores, shortly after the end of that one, Woody, Buzz, and some other folks go on a road trip adventure involving Bonnie's little arts and craft creation, Forky, brought to life as a toy. And of course, like the others before it, it got a lot of acclaim, so nice to add that to the collection. For the Transformers card game, got the next big set that actually came out in the previous month, but the Blaster versus Soundwave set. with Blaster, Steeljaw, Ramhorn, and Eject. Yeah. Soundwave, Ravage, Buzzsaw, and Frenzy. And they each also have each team has a 40 card battle card deck. As well as, like always, 6 booster packs, 3 from Combiner Wars, or Rise of the Combiners, and 3 from Siege 1. Those character cards include Air Raid, Blue Streak, an extra Fireflight, Sergeant Scrapnel with Raider Blowpipe, Raider Runamuck, and Private Red Heat, and General Megatron with an extra of Raider Detour. Back to the comics for a moment. Another Dark Horse release, from Dark Horse, of Avatar The Last Airbender, Team Avatar Tales. Nice little collection of various fun comic stories that can take place throughout the show and shortly after it. Some previously released as free comic book day issues, some brand new for this. Lots of names that I might mispronounce here, so bear with me. There's writing by Luen Yang, Dave Scheit, Ron Kortke, Sara Goetter, Kiku Hughes, with art by Ryan Hill, Little Corvus, Faith Erin Hicks, and Sara Speed McNeil, and Coney Giovannines. But it's a nice little addition if you like some more little bonus stories to enjoy. The next issue in IDW's Transformers reboot with issue 13. Written by Brian Ruckley, art by Angel Hernandez and Alex Milne. Continuing things like Bumblebee's investigation into an Acenticon conspiracy, as well as Sentinel Prime taking bold action against Rise extremists. A new Criterion release, namely When We Were Kings, the 1996 documentary by Leon Gast about the famous 1970s boxing match, the Rumble in the Jungle, between Muhammad Ali and George Foreman. Not really one for sports, but this still sounded like a really interesting choice. It isn't advertised as like a box set, of course, but it also includes Soul Power, the 2008 documentary about the Zaire 74 Music Festival that was like a side promotion with the fight. So, if you're into, sports history and whatnot, or just pretty curious like me, check that out. The second issue of Transformers Galaxies, it Before, written by Tyler Blazinski, art by Livio Romandelli. Continuing the story of the Constructicons, but now also bringing in the Insecticons. The two teams meeting each other, both in exile, and figuring out how they can fit into the current state of Cybertron. Also, as always, found time for some little bots, Transformers figures. These little guys. From here to here, there's Sir Batcha, Grumpy Clumpy, and Ice Sight. Show you my favorite among them, which is Grumpy Clumpy, the spoiled milk carton. Flip out the legs, flip the arms around, and reveal the head. Goofy, blocky little angry guy. Kind of an instant hit with me. And the last movie that I got during the month, bit of a delayed release, well, delayed purchase from last month, X-Men Dark Phoenix. Kind of shaping up to be the finale of 20th Century Fox's X-Men franchise, except for New Mutants, most likely. Bit of a redo of the Dark Phoenix saga, where Jean Grey is affected by a cosmic force that threatens to place her out of control, an enemy to mutants and humanity alike. I'm well aware that this did not get good reviews. I think it's currently the lowest rated of the entire movie series. But I have all the others, so why not be a completionist? At the very least, I waited. I didn't get it anywhere close to day one. And that's that. Pretty light month, but still an interesting assortment of movies, comics, toys, and games. And maybe this doesn't really matter to those watching, but I am sorry that this made for a 2-week gap between the previous video and this one. I usually don't like it when that happens, when there's at least a weekly upload schedule. It's kind of a mix of simple emotional factors and stuff, but hey, this will be online now, so hopefully things will get back to semi-consistency for a good while. And for these videos specifically, I'll of course see you in early December to talk about the November purchases. See you later, folks.